Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Webster's dictionary describes a liberal as favoring progress and reform in social institutions and the fullest, practicable liberty of individual action. A liberal is tolerant and not strict, basically the epitome of an open mind. Unfortunately, the very word representing a pursuit towards individual liberty has been replaced in the modern era. The new definition of liberal should be a group of closed-minded chattel that ignore all facts in favor of entering a sycophantic, trendy, trancelike state of emotional hypocrisy in order to challenge individual liberty. Basically, the complete opposite of the original meaning. Case in point, how many times does Donald Trump have to disavow David Duke and the Klan's support for his campaign before the mainstream media's disinformation piranhas smell fresher meat? To get yet another bellyful of lies while ignoring the real issues that matter to most Americans.
Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke and say that you don't want his vote or that of other white supremacists in this election?
Well, just so you understand, I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I didn't even know he endorsed me. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow, okay?
I don't mind disavowing anybody, and I disavow David Duke.
I disavow, Alex.
Wait a minute, John McAfee. Why won't you disavow? You're seeing him not disavow, folks. I'm going to ask you one more time, or Paul Ryan's going to have to come out and give a speech. Now, he's done it 10 times by Paul Ryan's speech. He's done it over 14 as of last night. And it's, I want you to disavow 14 times and disavow the way I want. Go ahead.
I'm going to just continue to say one phrase over and over. My wife is black. My wife is black. And if I keep saying that, eventually...
Not good enough. Say I disavow.
They spoke with some Trump supporters. Let's play what they said.
David Duke and people like that, they come out from under the rocks all the time around this time this year. It got nothing to do with Donald Trump. We're all Americans. I think we need to stop with all the racist stuff and the race baiting. Like me and my friend right here, we just met today, we was talking. You know, we got to stop with the racist stuff and this, that. We all Americans, man. And nobody paying David Duke no mind.
Clearly, let me just be clear here. Obviously, the majority of Donald Trump supporters are not African American. I don't know how many African Americans were in that building. But
he is whipping up and tapping into and pushing buttons that are very, very frightening to me and frightening to a lot of people. I know how he talks about terrorism. The Klan is a terrorist organization that has killed
a leftist terrorist organization.
You can put whatever label you want. That's your game to play.
No, that's your game to play.
No, they're not. We're not going to play that game.
Most people still don't realize that the Democratic Party actually created the Ku Klux Klan.
In 1863, Republican President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed slaves held in the Confederate States. The 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution took effect in December 1865 and finally ended slavery throughout the United States. That year, the Ku Klux Klan was founded. Historian Eric Foner observed that basically the Klan was the military muscle behind the agenda of the Democratic Party, the plantation owner class, and all those truly afflicted with a mental disorder that is racism. The Klan's purposes were to reverse the interlocking changes sweeping over the South during Reconstruction, to destroy the Republican Party's infrastructure, undermine the Reconstruction state, reestablish control of the black labor force, and restore racial subordination in every aspect of Southern life. By any means necessary, the Klan sought this agenda by threats and violence, including the murder against black and white Republicans.
And as the media zombies downplay the question whether or not Hillary will be in a jail cell by the general election, Hillary's ties to the Klan are silenced.
Today, our country has lost a true American original, my friend and mentor, Robert C. Byrd. Senator Byrd was a man of surpassing eloquence and nobility.
There are a lot of people who wrote these eulogies for Senator Byrd in the newspapers, and I read a bunch of them, and they mentioned that he once had a fleeting association with the Ku Klux Klan, and what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. He was a country boy from the hills and hollows of West Virginia. He was trying to get elected. And maybe he did something he shouldn't have done, and he spent the rest of his life making it up.
I've spent more time overseas than you ever have in your little life. So don't tell me about
how would you know what my passport reads?
How much time you spent in the Muslim world?
Not much in the Muslim world.
How many times you've been to Iraq? How many
killed.
times you've been to Afghanistan?
Anderson, what is your point here? You make it seem like Donald Trump hates Muslims. He does not hate Muslims. He's concerned about radical Islam.
We can't allow these Muslims, refugees, into America. Now, a lot of people were upset with him, but I know, sir, that the hatred for America in the Muslim world is building, as we told Mr. Bush. No Muslim leader had the power to unite the whole Muslim world. I said, but America's policies will unite those people against the West, and it is happening. So in this way, Mr. Trump is wise to vet anyone coming from that area into America.
My humble advice to modern liberals, the demonic overlord establishment, and its teleprompter-reading media prostitutes is that once you get a real bellyful of what hundreds of millions of enraged Americans really think, you may want to load up on a hefty stockpile of adult diapers and get there early before what's left of the corrupted Democratic and Republican parties buy up the entire supply. John Bound for Infowars.com.
The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs, sourced from powerful organic herbs, and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality.